Politico is saying that Sheriff David Clark of Milwaukee County is being considered as the new head of Homeland Security. That would be a big improvement over Jay Johnson. Jay, I know nothing. Johnson. All right. This hour of the Howie Carr Show is brought to you in part by Piantadosi Baking Company, celebrating 100 years of baking excellence since 1916. I woke up this morning and the mailroom manager told me, she said, I have something to tell you. And I said, what is that? She said, I didn't want to tell you this till after the election because I thought you might be mad. And I said, oh, what is this all about? And she said, I was so worried about the election that she has this account for our apartment building in Framingham. I never see the money in there.
It's like your foundation slush fund, right?
Yeah, it's like my, except I didn't get there's no money in it from the King of Morocco. Or the Gulf Emirates.
Release your tax returns and prove it.
So she said, she said, don't tell anybody on the air today how much I sent. It was 5 figures. She wrote a check out for 5 figures to Donald Trump last week. She was so scared. Now, and I was wondering why he called me last night. Why I got the last call.
You got the biggest interview in radio.
I did.
You were the last one to talk to him before he became president-elect.
And I have something else to confess to you. You know when he said, I'll see you soon, Howie? Even before last night, I had made my reservations to have Thanksgiving dinner at Mar-a-Lago. And guess who's going down there with me? My moonbat sister-in-law, who hasn't voted Republican, I don't believe, ever. And her kid's 9 years old, and she keeps calling my youngest daughter and saying, I'm looking so forward to meeting the president-elect.
See, if there was any day that you would want to have Facebook or actually scroll through and look at your Twitter feed, it'd be today, because my Facebook is just filled with all my college friends just lamenting, rending their garments, putting ashcloth on. It's just like, ugh.
Where is that dink that I went to college with at UNC who wrote me when I made the Indian war whoop in Bangor, and he accused me of being a racist and said I disgraced UNC? I never talked to the guy when he was at Chapel Hill. I didn't like him when we were in college together. And now he tracked me down after 40 years to accuse me of being a racist about something he never did. Where is he today? Where is Jerry Cohen? Okay, this was posted on Universal Hub. This is just a Facebook, what is this, a Facebook listing? Facebook.
It's a Facebook group that someone started, Protest Trump in Boston.
When does the candlelight vigil begin?
Tonight at 7 p.m. So if you hurry, you could make it there.
Where is it though? Where is it exactly?
It's at Parkman Bandstand on the Boston Common.
Oh, okay, I know where that is. Okay, it's right. Yeah, you take a right at the third junkie shooting up, and then take a left at the second. Invite everybody you know. We need to start immediately fighting against him. This is their posting. We need to build a movement to fight racism, sexism, and Islamophobia. You know what this? You know what no one has considered. This is not a good day for the Sarniev family. I think that was one of the women crying in Brooklyn was one of the Sarniev sisters.
According to the page, 5,000 people say they're going to be going to this.
5,000 people. Yeah. Wow. No border wall. Stop the deportations of undocumented. I didn't know there were any deportations of undocumented immigrants going on.
I don't understand the opposition to a wall. Like, I get why they, don't tear families apart. You can at least understand that. But why do they oppose a wall?
Because they can't get more undocumented alien junkies coming into the country, going on welfare and voting 18 times. Black Lives Matter, exclamation point. I love this one, too. Stop the Dakota Access Pipeline. Like they really know what any of this stuff is, They haven't a clue. And by the way, how are they going to recharge their Obama phones if there's no power? Did they ever think about this? No. Green jobs now. I love that one, too. No DAPL. Fight sexism, rape culture, and all attacks on women. Getting kind of personal there for Bill Clinton, aren't they?
I was going to say, didn't we fight rape culture by not letting Bill Clinton back into the White House?
Fight homophobia and transphobia. Full rights for all LGBTQ people. Okay. Tax the super rich like Trump fund, like Trump, exclamation point. Fund health care for all, exclamation point. Make college free. Make college free. What a great idea. How come nobody ever thought of that? So when they make college free, who is going to pay Granny Warren's $350,000 a year for one course? I'm just asking. Maybe we'll find that out tonight on the Boston Common at the Parkman Bandstand. 1-844-500-4242. Let's see here. Rob, you're next with Howie Carr. Go ahead, Rob.
Hi, Howie.
Hi.
Hey, I'm a student up at UMass Lowell, and they did in fact have a 4-hour post-election stress reduction event today.
Did they take away your belt, Rob? Did they take away your belt and your shoelaces? Is there a big sign like on the Bourne Bridge saying suicide is not the answer? Call the Samaritans.
It was very quiet, and they were walking around like in utter disbelief. But also, I think they offered like milk and cookies and meaningful talk and discussion. It's hilarious.
Milk and cookies. Did they have anything a little stronger than milk?
Another thing, though, Howie, when they were getting the vote out up there, with handing out the flyers, they were apparently non-partisan, but the flyers actually mysteriously had all of the Bernie/Hillary talking points on them. I mean, from climate change to all these issues that not one was an issue that actually Donald Trump was for.
The college in my neighborhood, Rob, is Wellesley College, and I haven't been over there today, But somebody texted me, and they said that some people went out there today and apparently spray painted on the sidewalks "F Donald Trump." That was their that was their grief counseling that was going on at Wellesley College.
Can't make it up, Howie. Hey, go Trump! This is awesome.
Isn't it great? Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it. 1-844-500-4242. It would take a heart of stone not to laugh. I mean, I keep repeating the same lines, but they bear repeating. Mickey Kaus just texted out. He's Ann Coulter's friend. He's a big anti illegal immigration guy from L.A. He said, there's a time to stop the gloating, but we're not close to it yet. It's probably going to be the end of the week.
The Clinton people, their new line is, but she won the popular vote. She won the popular vote.
Really? And you know what? They were planning to steal the election in Ohio, and it wasn't going to matter if George Bush won the popular vote. It doesn't matter with them. When they change the rules as they go along. We've seen it so many times, right? It took Dave Chappelle to mention, they keep saying Donald Trump said he was sexually harassing women. If they let you grab them, if women let you grab them, it's not groping. It's called foreplay. Okay, I mean, I never said this until a black guy said it, and I could just quote him as saying it, because I have to observe the strictures of political correctness just like you do.
My favorite line though is, "We all know she ain't right."
Yeah, he said, someday this is no longer operative. This statement, someday she's going to be on a coin, but she ain't coin worthy. Don't worry about it now, Dave. She ain't going to be on the coin.
What does she do, though? What is she doing now? Just like relaxing, recuperating, convalescing in Chappaqua?
Where you think she lives? She's not going to live in Chappaqua. She has Georgetown. That's her place. That's where she lives. What do they call
her and Huma shacking up in Georgetown?
I think so.
Leaving Bill alone with the Energizer up in Chappaqua?
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely Chappaqua is his place. I don't think she ever goes to Chappaqua, except for when she collapses at Ground Zero. Sometimes they send her up there for a while. All right, let's see here. Chris, you're next with Howie Carr. Go ahead, Chris, on the General Communications listener line.
Boy, what a great day, huh?
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Who is it in the intro that says Trump heard something that no one else did?
Who says that?
That would be the Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan.
Isn't it?
Okay,
Chris, now that you mention it, though, can I just tell you something? Paul Ryan ran for vice president in 2012, couldn't carry Wisconsin. Last night, Donald Trump carried Wisconsin. The head of the ticket was Willard Mitt Romney. He was from a number of states, but he was raised in Michigan. He didn't even campaign in Michigan. I think he lost it by 8 or 9 points. Donald Trump came in for 2 last-minute appearances and carried it yesterday. You talk about a guy on a suicide watch. Rob, tell the grief counselors from UMass Lowell to get down to Belmont or La Jolla, wherever Mitt Romney is today. That's the guy who's going to be on the suicide watch.
And you haven't even mentioned that Trump outperformed Mitt Romney with Hispanics and blacks.
But I thought they hated him. I thought they hated that. How many stories did we read about? I was hearing them last night. I was driving down to Braintree for the victory party, and Fox was talking about how there's no way Trump could win Florida because there were so many more Hispanics in Florida, and they hate him.
Do you think that they're going to rely on Jay-Z and LeBron in future elections?
You know what? If only Jay-Z could have gotten out a few more F-bombs at the last victory rally and said the C word a few more times. I think that could have turned it around with the women vote. Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
That's all right. It's all right. It's not that he heard what people had to say. It's that he listened. And that's a key distinction.
Yeah.
Because we've been shouting this stuff from the rooftops, even during Bush, stuff that's going on.
No, you're right.
And
remember the Gang of Eight, amnesty. Remember that? I mean, we were going nuts.
Yeah, it's an important...
Yeah,
it's an important distinction to make, and I want to know. You mentioned the cold calls at the Clinton Foundation. I wouldn't want the job of having to do the refund return line, because I got to assume that all these sheiks and mullahs are calling up wanting their $20 million back, because that was they were expecting an ROI on that, weren't they?
If I were a sheik or a mullah, I damn well would want my $20 million back. What is this? You promised me you would shut down the phosphate mining operation in the Everglades. You telling me you can't do that? I want my money back, man. I'm stopping payment on this check.
And, another important thing, all these actors and actresses, it's interesting to look at what does it take to be a cop, a doctor, a nurse, a lawyer, a mechanic, a machinist, all these jobs. It takes schooling, education, and training. What would it take to replace an actor or an actress? You can go to anywhere in California, to any Burger King, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, Starbucks, coffee shop, Dunkin' Donuts, you name it, the car wash, the bellhop. Every one of these people's got a mugshot, and they're all waiting to step up and take their job. So those people can just screw.
I know. All I needed was a union card to get into the movie with John Travolta. It was almost 20 years ago now, a Civil Action. You're right. I didn't need any training. I didn't need any professional certification. I just needed the union card, and I got it.
You're also a natural.
I am a natural.
But I got to read this to you. Dylan Byers, the media reporter from CNN, you've talked with him before. He just tweeted out, "When every car on the Acela is a quiet car." Can you imagine how miserable people on the New York to DC Acela are?
Oh, my God. My heart feels like a giant reptilian dinosaur alligator after reading that. That is so true. All right. Well, thanks for the call, Chris. Good call. 1-844-500-4242. I'm Howie Carr.
There's only one Howie Carr.